So, what is happiness? Well, it's not a destination. It's not somewhere that you're going to end up and everything will be happy all the time. Happiness is also not permanent. It's a temporary thing. It's a feeling. It's not something, you don't live in happiness. It's something you experience. So it's temporary. The problem that a lot of people end up having is that they think that it's a destination and they think that happiness will be this permanent bliss that they're going to live in. Look at it this way. What is the opposite of happiness? Sadness, maybe? So, if you think about it, imagine that you could not be sad. Sad did not exist in this world. Then, how would you know when you're happy? So, bad things have to happen to you for you to be able to appreciate the good. Now, really, so when you start thinking about what is happiness, well, happiness is something that gets experienced or built in your system when you are doing things that you enjoy. If you notice, most of the time that you've been happy, you were enjoying that moment. You weren't thinking about the past. You weren't thinking about the future. Normally, the past and the future don't give us a feeling of happiness. For most people, the past gives us a feeling of guilt or regret, and the future gives us a feeling of worry because it is uncertain, because we don't know what's going to happen. And so none of those feelings are actually good. But when you're in the moment, think of the first time you accomplished something. I don't know, maybe you saw a friend that you hadn't seen in a very long time. You were so happy at that moment because that's the only thing you experienced. The first time you fell in love, the first time you drove a car by yourself, when you got that first job, when you graduated from high school, when you graduated from the university, when you got married, when your first child was born. All these things are happy moments that we have because we're living totally in that moment. Now, another reason why people are not happy is because they always concentrate on the negative of everything. Something bad happens to you. For example, let's say you have a really bad day at work. Everything goes wrong. There are two ways you can look at it. The typical way that most people would go is, today was a bad day, everything's gone wrong, and all you're gonna have are negative thoughts, and all the bad things that have happened, and all the bad things that probably will still happen today because it's one of those days. Or you can look at it and see, well, what does that mean? And how can I turn this into a positive? So maybe a really bad day at work is just a reminder that you're not doing what you should be doing. Maybe you're not living your dream, and that's why you're having a bad day at work. So if you're really doing what you love, although bad days will happen, they're a lot more tolerable when you love what you're doing. That's another part of happiness. People that are in a job they don't like, they can't be happy because they don't enjoy their work. And you're at work most of the day. You're at work, well, the day has 24 hours. You spend at least 8 hours of those working. You spend at least another 2 hours maybe commuting. That's already 10 hours that you've dedicated just to work alone. That leaves you with 14 hours to sleep and to spend with your family or to do whatever it is that you like to do on your free time. So if you're not happy at work, you're not going to be happy in life. So you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to wake up in the morning and be excited that you're going to work, that you have to work. You know, you shouldn't be living for the weekend or living for your next holiday or vacation. You should be enjoying every single day. The week is not just something thrown in there to keep you busy in between weekends. You should enjoy every single day of the week. You know, Monday is not a bad day. Everybody hates Mondays, but Mondays are wonderful. It's a chance for a new beginning at work, to get some stuff done, to really fulfill yourself, and to do something that matters. Do things that will change people's lives. That's what you need to do. The way to really be happy is by helping others. Give others whatever it is that you can give them, whether that's knowledge, whether that's a particular product or a service, or I don't know. You know what you can do. That's what you should be giving to people. Give. The more you give, the happier you're going to feel, and good things will come to you too, because that's just the way things work. When you do good things come back to you. Yeah? When you do bad things, guess what comes back to you? Same thing when you have good thoughts. Good thoughts bring good experiences to you. Bad thoughts bring bad experiences. Have you ever stumped your toe in the morning and then thought, bah, can this day get any worse? And then something else happens. And then you think, okay, that's it. This day is completely done. And then everything goes wrong. No matter what, your car breaks down, your umbrella breaks, and then it starts raining, whatever it is. You get fired, who knows? All the bad things that can happen. But if you stump that toe and then you just say, oh well, gotta be more careful, forget about it, laugh about it, and just move on with your day, probably nothing bad will happen because you're not gonna attract it. Something bad happened and you didn't pay any attention to it. You left it alone. Whatever. That was much better for you. So, the thing is, don't think negative. Keep those things away from you. Another negative thing that people tend to do is to criticize everything and everybody around them. Everything needs a critique. Critiques are not good, because when you critique, you're only giving you're giving negative feedback. You're not helping the other person make anything better. When you say, you did this all wrong, that's criticizing, and that doesn't help because I have no idea what I did wrong. Most of the time, it can't possibly be that I did everything wrong. There's just one thing that you don't like. Well, what is it? Be more clear. Give constructive criticism. Yeah? Another thing. People do things for the wrong reasons. And this is why a lot of times they are also unhappy. They take a job because the job pays really well. Or they take this job because it's close to home. Or because somebody told them that this is the job that they should do. They would be good with that. These are the wrong reasons to do something. You should do a job that fulfills you. You should do a job that you're passionate about. You should do everything, not just a job, anything. Your hobbies. Don't take up a hobby because somebody else has taken it up and tells you that you should. Maybe it's not your thing. Look for what you are passionate about. Those are the things that you have to do. Another reason for not being happy is not taking risks. And I know some people don't like to take risks, but you have to. If you don't take risks, you're gonna get bored in life. Every day will just blend into the next. And it's very hard to live in the moment and be happy with your present state if every day is exactly the same. You have to do something to take you out of your comfort zone. Every day you should do one small thing that'll take you out of your comfort zone, because that will change and you don't know what the consequences of that small decision will be. Decisions are what build your life. Everything that's happened to you up until this point has been a decision you made. And a lot of times people make the decision of not taking a risk because they're afraid that it will be the wrong decision. Go with your instinct. Go with your heart. Your heart knows what you should be doing. If you have to overanalyze a decision, then you're probably going to make the wrong choice. Go with your first instinct and trust yourself enough, because at the end of the day, nobody knows you better than you know yourself. So if you think it's a good idea, then do it. You're the expert in your life, not anyone else. You are. So do what you think is right for you. Don't listen to anybody else. If you stop listening to what other people are telling you about how you should live your life, if you follow your heart, if you take some risk, Small risks, you don't have to take big ones, but take some risks. Get out of your comfort zone on a day-to-day basis. Stop thinking so negatively. Those are all things that will help you live a much happier life. Another thing that will definitely help you is to stop doing things for approval. Approval is unhealthy because it doesn't mean you're doing it because it fulfills you. You're doing it because somebody else thinks it's good. What if you don't? Why do you need that approval? You don't. The other problem with approval is that if you get addicted to approval, you will not deal with disappointment very well. The more approval you seek, the worse you're going to react to disappointment. So if you stop looking for approval and you just say thank you when somebody, approves or gives you praise, but you just shake it off and continue, then when somebody rejects you or turns you down or whatever it is, you're not going to feel so disappointed. You're going to say, okay, cool, thanks. You're going to shake it off and you're going to continue because that's just the way it is. The more you do on one side, the more it is on the other side. It's a balance, yeah? Too much negativity brings negativity. Too much positivity is good, yeah? But I understand that bad things happen too. So there has to be a balance between this. Of course, you want to try to keep the positive more than the negative. Don't let the negative come from you. The negative will come from everybody else, trust me. So from you, put out just positive vibes. Don't hate on other people. Show compassion for other people. And start your day off by being grateful for all the wonderful things that you have. Okay? So, don't glamorize praise. Be good. Remember that happiness is not a permanent state. It's temporary, but fulfillment will come from that. Finding your bliss will come from constantly being happy about things. And you can be happy on a constant basis over and over by being grateful for everything that you have, by being grateful for the things you are going to have in the future, by not worrying about the future, and by not dwelling on the past. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I will see you in the next video where I will continue to lay some truths on you about happiness. Have a nice day.